Hello, boys and girls. Do you know where we are today? We're someplace completely different. We're in a whole other country today. We're in Ireland on the cliffs of Moher. It's so beautiful here, but it's very rainy and windy, so I have my raincoat and I have my wellies on, just in case it gets too rainy or crazy out. Do you know why I'm in Ireland? Because we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. It's coming up soon. It's on March 17th. So today, we're going to be reading one of my favorite Irish stories called King Puck. And this is by Michael Garland, and it's inspired by an Irish festival that happens in County Kerry. "Ah, Finny," Seamus said to his goat, "we're so lucky. Our mountain is the most beautiful in all of Ireland." It was beautiful, but it was lonely. Only a few wee fairies lived nearby. Seamus had no one to talk to but his goat. At night, Seamus liked to read the stories of Finn McCool. The goat loved when the hero giant tasted the magic salmon and gained the gift of wisdom. Finny wanted to be wise too. "These stories are a joy, but wouldn't some new books be wonderful?" Seamus asked. Then he sighed, wishing for an answer. Do you see what I see? Some little wee fairies down here. The fairies began to pity the sad farmer and his goat. One night, while Seamus was asleep, they cast a spell. The next morning, Seamus got the shock of his life when he said good morning to Finny, and the goat said good morning right back. Then Finny said, "I'm famished. What a lovely day it is. The river is up. I wonder if the trout are biting." So Finny the goat is now talking. "How did you learn to speak?" Seamus asked. "I don't know," replied Finny. "Perhaps I learned from you." Seamus was happy, but the fairies weren't finished yet with their plan. Later that day, the two friends discovered a handbill, the King Puck Festival. "What is that?" Finny asked. "The judges pick the best goat to crown King Puck, the only king in Ireland. It's just for one day, but it's quite an honor." "Let's go," cried Finny. Seamus hastily packed some food and proudly brushed Finny's hair. "You'll be named King Puck for sure." Happy and hopeful, they talked and walked all day and night down the mountain path. "Look at all those ribbons and flags," Seamus said to Finny as they crossed the bridge to Kilorgan. "And isn't this music splendid?" Seamus remarked. Finny clacked his hooves in time to a fancy jig. Suddenly, the music stopped as the farmers and their grand goats entered the square. Now feeling ordinary and a little foolish, Finny joined Seamus at the end of the line. All these goats, they're all dressed up in their pretty bows and ribbons, and poor Finny, he doesn't have anything quite special like they do. But I see a little fairy down here. The judges were less than impressed with Finny. They turned to walk away when he stepped forward. "May I please have another chance?" he asked. "I'd like to recite the tale of Finn McCool." Remember, that was the story that Finny loved. The people of Kilgore had heard the story before, but never told by a goat. When Finny completed the tale, the crowd went wild. The judges had no choice. They picked Finny to be King Puck. With great fanfare, Finny and Seamus led a parade through the narrow streets of town. The crowd cheered as the mayor of Kilgren placed a gold crown on Finny's head. "I name thee King Puck, the only king in Ireland," he proclaimed. "King Puck, as mayor, it is my pleasure to grant you one wish. What will it be? Gold? Silver? A mountain of hay?" Finny glanced at Seamus. He knew what they wanted most. "Books," he said. "We'd like nothing more than books." The crowd cheered, and Finny felt as wise as Finn McCool. Seamus and Finny never wanted for another book or better company. Once a week, Miss Margaret Mary Carney, the librarian from Kilgren, drove up the steep mountain with a fresh bag of books. King Puck got his wish, and the fairies were happy too. And that is the end of our story. So there really is a festival every year in County Kerry where they elect a King Puck. They pick a goat to be the King of Ireland for one day. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to make my magic trip back to our classroom from Ireland. So I will see you all soon. Bye, friends.